Namaste, my friend. How are you doing? Last week we understood clearly when to stop the journey of Eastern wisdom. Simple. There are a couple of points I just want to repeat it for the sake of understanding. How long should you continue the journey of the Eastern? When can you stop attending and joining these sessions? Continue as long as you have not found a permanent peace, joy, and the fearlessness. Stop only when these become natural to you. Means you wake up in the morning, you are into that state, you are talking, communicating with the person and people group outside. You have that sense of peace and happiness that you are expressing, and it is all the fearlessness, regardless of the life's ups and downs. Why? That is the goal of the Eastern wisdom. The aim is to deep inner transformation, not gathering the knowledge but applying it. Applying it daily. You continue. One should continue until peace and the joy are steady, not temporary. We have no future worries. We have no past regrets. And we don't have any sense of comparison in the present. Comparison in the present brings the jealousy, hatred, duality, and a conflict. So that past, present, and the future is one continuum with the absence of fearlessness, absence of jealousy, duality. Is it possible? Answer is yes. That is what all our great masters have done it. So what we need to understand that we should observe the mental states daily. When you notice that reactions like blame, complaint, fear, and duality and a conflict vanish, and happiness is unshaken. Happiness is unshaken. You have found the destination. That is the loftier and the highest goal set by all our masters. And all our masters have reached to that state, one after the other. And their expression may be different, but they have to reach. Your mind settles with a conviction in the idea that happiness is your essential nature, peace, love, truth, and wisdom are your essential nature. Now just think for a while. In that state of permanent happiness, can you have an anxiety? Permanent happiness. Or let me ask you a simple question. Can a permanent happiness and anxiety go together? Can permanent happiness, peace, love, truth, and wisdom and fear can go together? Worries and regrets can go together? No, it cannot. So if it is there, it means I still need an inner transformation, deeper layers of the mind contain still those impressions. So that is why we need to observe and be aware of the mental states daily. Not only daily, in all the locations, with everyone. You don't lose your peace when the outer situation, relations are very difficult, you don't lose your peace. No anxiety remains about the future. In a simple word, you can say that like crossing a river, the river of ignorance, delusion, and suffering. You need the boat only until you reach the far shore. Or you can say you reach the other shore of the other bank of the river. Then you leave the boat. Once there, you don't keep rowing. What is important to understand, sessions are a tool, not the goal. The destination is self mastery and the joy inside you. People on the Google, 5 minutes of mindfulness, 10 minutes of meditation, 15 minutes, do this and you will never regret. They are just for the sake of promotion. You have to ask yourself, do I feel peace, happiness, and joy regardless of any situation, regardless of relations, regardless of any location? Our sessions and lessons are the goal? Or is it abiding in peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom? Or fearlessness? You have to differentiate between the means and the goals. These lessons are the means, not the end. The true goal, the true end is to living in abiding peace and fearlessness. That is why the Eastern wisdom, do you still remember? Eastern wisdom says the twofold goal: bring an end to the suffering and awaken to your real nature, of the nature of peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. So, we have to get rid of it completely from attachment, from duality and a conflict, while abiding in permanent peace and happiness. All the sessions that we work together are capable to reach to that state, but mind has yet to transform. It means something is missing. So when you share your experiences, it gives me an idea and understanding that I should explain these principles in this way so that you can easily digest, assimilate, and transform. So what happens when you have reached to this state? You just attend these sessions not for personal solace, but for the joy of learning or sharing. Now you share the same wisdom to the others. And it gives you a better perception. The map is useful only until you have reached your destination. Mistaking the means for the end keeps spiritual growth stagnant. Mistaking the means for the end keeps your evolution stagnant. Mistaking the means for the end continues to keep the deeper layers of your unsatisfaction and fear intact. We also covered one more thing. How do you check if you have reached there? Daily self-check. Am I fearless? Am I worry-free and deeply happy? Do I declare that I am not the body mind? I am the real nature, pure consciousness. It comes from within you. It has an experience. So when you have that experience that I am of the nature of permanent peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom at the same time, I am not the body, mind, breath. You are already, only you can know the state of your mind and heart. Transformation is internal. Take time each day for honest self-reflection. Just for a few minutes in the morning, in the afternoon, or in a real life situation. Your son said you something, you feel insulted, or you felt as if he is not taking care of you, but that is external situation. But you are not carried away. Check your mind. Check your mind and the heart. You are still moving with love and affection and care to your son. Notice if any situation disturbs you, or disturbs your peace, or triggers old fears. You are facing a stressful event with inner calm. You notice the zero anxiety or blame. What do you find? You only find the calm and the clarity in facing a stressful event. You tell me, like testing water is clarity until you see the bottom. If there is a cloudiness, more filtering is needed. So what happens when you are truly ready? You spontaneously, you have reached to that state. You have no fear, regret, and duality. So what happened? There is a spontaneous and a natural urge in your mind and the heart to help others. You don't start giving the lessons that I gave you, but yes, you can give it, but you don't. But in everyday situation, we find the challenges faced by the people. You are into that situation, you take the right decision, you inspire and motivate others with these simple principles. Why? You remember them. Why you remember them? You have undergone an inner transformation. You spontaneously help others. Your peace and wisdom radiate into your action, in your thought, in your speech, in your lifestyle. Is it happening? Tell me. True recognition and realization, when you recognize that real self, when you recognize the real self, that newly married couple, they look to each other with so-called attachment, sensuality. So when you meet the real self, it expresses itself outside in thought, speech, and action. You no longer try to help others, it happens naturally. Your son, your daughter, your stranger, you live into that state. Whether teaching, listening, or simply being present, your daily living becomes a source of guidance for others. I believe since I came to United States, I never left the practice on a single day. Why? What else could to do? No gossip, no blame, no complaints. So what else to do? Let the mind abide into that state every day. And then what? Then start working spontaneously. Colleagues or family notice your calm and seek your perspective. Wait for that time. Your colleagues, your family, your relations, your brother, sister, daughter, notice your calm and seek your perspective. They are not telling you to leave this session. They are not nagging you. Like a lamp that spills the light naturally once it is burning brightly. When the lamp is open, the light is there, so it lights everything. Light doesn't say, I will not light this remote and I will only light you. Are you understanding? That level of awareness and experience you have, you can stop it. My master said, once a seeker, always a seeker. Means I live in the mood of being a seeker. Why? To keep aside our ego, our reactions, our blame and complaint. And that is why I still continue. I pick up one text and I study, I reflect on it, and I find something extraordinary, important for you, I teach you. So you don't have to stop completely even after transformation. You may attend for sharing, joy, community, or help others. You can go with me and start teaching others. Expressing yourself. Teaching is just expressing yourself. Wisdom isn't about withdrawal, it is about the right relationship with the means and the ends. And you know what happens? When you reach to that state, you drop dependency, keep attending only out of happiness or intention to serve. You don't have any issue with your son or daughter. Okay, thank you. They are not talking. Okay, very good. Dependency is dropped. Why? Because you have that inner peace. Sometimes you join discussions to inspire newcomers. They come to you and you talk, you think, you speak and act. Out of that peace and happiness, and people understand your calmness, your wisdom. You operate from not the false I, you operate from the real I. Continually notice whether you are acting from the ego, the false I, reactive and anxious, or you are acting from the real I of peace, happiness. You have done it. You have reached it. In any situation, in any relationship, this uncovers subtle, this will help you to notice your attachment, drop it. Reaction, drop it. Last week I discussed about like adjusting a radio. You are tuned to a static ego or clear music. So if the daughter says something, you are tuned to your music inside. Yes, honey, you are right. I have to think like you. You know she has a lot of stress and reservations and blame and complaint. So you don't react to it. Yes, honey, you are right. So when to continue to stop, means versus the goal. I discuss checking arrival. You arrived. Am I fearless, deeply happy? Whatever happens in the world outside, signs of readiness. When you are ready, natural expression through your thought, speech, and action, it helps you. So these are the something, but why it does not happen? That is what is our topic today. Why it doesn't happen? Because there are 5 layers of the default mind. Default mind leads to experience of physical, emotional, mental challenges. anxiety, stress, suffering, all negative, reactive impulses, habitual, comes from the default mind. So sometimes we have a feeling as if we have reached to that state of peace and happiness. So when we understand there are five layers, five layers of the default mind. First layer, second layer is deeper than this, third is still deeper, fourth and fifth is the deepest. So when we understand all the five layers of the mind, we can pick up, we can understand. At least in this situation, today I am calm, but I had some reservation, and that reservation comes from the deeper layers of the mind. That reservation contains the fear, anxiety. That is why you have written, let us continue until the festival. No problem. So the five different states, five or six different, I personalize this session. So for you, it may be the five different states of the default mind. You have to analyze and apply daily. The first is the casual mind. Casual, you wake up in the morning, you have a pet. So you wake up in the morning, you look at the pet keeps sitting. And the moment you stand up, or you show the bite of the food, the pet jumps. But before that, that pet has a casual mind, we have also a casual mind. But look at the animal. Animal is running after the food. They don't have an intellect to choose. So the initial stage of inattention, that is the casual mind, habitual thinking. If you do not address the casual mind, it hardens into the next stage. Animals can't do it. A little bit of training is there, a distracted, inattentive, habitual way of thinking, lacking present-mindedness. You have to check every day in the morning. Typical symptoms are frequent forgetfulness or mental lapses during routine activities, or maybe a constant mental drifting, difficulty focusing on one task, shallow conversation. Don't get into this shallow conversation. People say, oh, I'm enjoying. No, that's not enjoy. They're enjoying. A vague sense of being busy but unfulfilled, repeated small errors leading to irritation or embarrassment. Do you have that? Did you change that casual? The first layer. What is the sense of being scattered, unreliable, disconnected from the life style? Casual mind. Casual mind. Forgetting important appointments or deadlines because you are always on autopilot. You are never fully present. That is the casual mind. So what happens with the casual mind? We miss opportunities. We have embarrassment or loss of trust from others. We find loss of trust from others. Walking into the room and forgetting why you went there. A very simple example of the casual mind. Growing frustration with the self. I'm frustrated with the daughter and the son. No, they're growing frustration with the self. I'm not in peace. Casual mind. Sense of being scattered. I'm just giving you a brief understanding of this. Then the second, if you continue with a casual mind, it leads to a foolish mind, a mudha mind. If if we keep we don't treat casual mind as such, it leads to foolish mind. Fool. We talk about the fool. So it is marked by laziness, confusion, resistance to change, stuck in an unhelpful habit. It is characterized by lethargy, confusion, and a resistance to change. The mind repeats mistake and avoids practice. Check yourself. Casual mind is, I don't know whether I did the practice or not. But here the foolish mind realizes I have not done the practice, and still you don't do it, you avoid it. Chronic procrastination and avoidance of needed effort is what the foolish mind is. Chronic procrastination. You wake up in the morning, okay, I will do the practice later. You have the time. Everything is right. You don't tell the mind why you are procrastinating. Everything is available. Let me do the practice first. But we avoid it. That is our foolish mind. Mental fog, indecision, or lack of motivation, rationalizing bad habits. I will start tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. Frustration at repeating the same mistakes. Cycles of guilt and self-reproach due to inaction. These are the common symptoms, typical symptoms of a foolish mind. What happens? You undermine your self-respect. There is a sense of self-disrespect, loss of vitality, erosion of confidence. Your physical well-being drops down because you procrastinate on the healthy routine. And then what happens? Foolish mind also commits the social mistakes. Then feeling isolated, but refusing to practice patience. You went to the party, nobody appreciates you, nobody looks at you, and you feel that way. Everyone is busy in themselves. Everyone has come to the party to express what they have in their mind. And your mind starts thinking, so either you react in order to gain attention or you feel isolated. Foolish mind. I told you it is marked by laziness, procrastination, confusion, resistance to change, and it is stuck in unhelpful habits. So the first is the casual mind. Deeper than the casual mind is the foolish mind. We need an extra effort to transform this foolish mind. Deeper, stronger than these two minds is the deluded mind. You have understood it. You have understood it. You have understood it that you have understood it. But still, you have understood say for example, your son and the daughter has a particular habit. But you still live in the delusion. Later, they have the habit, and they didn't ask me to change, so they don't change. Let me enjoy why I should be impacted by it. But I'm impacted. I create a projection, and that is what the deluded mind is. So it misinterprets the reality, confuses fleeting states for lasting truth, It actively confuses reality with a false perception. I consider the false perception as the reality. Examples include mistaking temporary attraction for permanent state, believing a late wake up time is morning, misinterprets reality, confusing fleeting states. So your friend says sorry, but sorry for the time being, but I know that he or she has the same habit of blaming and complaining. The next time he or she meets, she does the same thing, and I get upset because I have a deluded mind which thought that now she has changed. This is none of my business. I smile. I'm happy. I know habit breaks up it's very difficult to break up the habit. The same guy, same repetition, same blame and complaint, and you are happy, not impacted, not no deluded mind. But if you are impacted, deluded mind. Why? Because you are seeking happiness you are seeking happiness. What is false? You are seeking happiness from the world outside, either from pleasure, possession, and forming false conclusion about others, believing emotions or moods define the self, overconfidence in personal opinion, you don't reflect on it, and you have a personal opinion. Today I'm giving you a heavy dose. You have to listen to it again and again, write, prepare a note, and check. You have to analyze every day which state of the mind is impacting you every day. And accordingly, when you write to me, when you discuss with me, then I will again personalize this session on a particular state of the mind, particular state of the default mind. So I remember that is also a deluded mind. I remember one time you told me you believing new purchases will bring lasting happiness. Do you remember? So constantly buying things to fill an inner emptiness, deluded mind. And what happens, I find financial stress, and there is a continued dissatisfaction. Another, I remember sometime you told me, but I'm converting, giving a new expression to make you aware. Mistaking someone's polite friendliness for romantic interest. Either you do it or others do it. Then feeling heartbroken, it gives you the emotional pain and broken trust. This is what it is, the deluded mind. How do you remember everything that you told me? Yeah, it is spontaneous. I don't force myself what you have told me. Just in a context, because the context is there about the deluded mind. So I thought better to help you remind. So we have a casual mind, we have foolish mind, we have deluded mind. So all the three states of the mind mess up, they create an impure mind. That is the fourth one. This impure mind harbors repeated negative thoughts, feelings, or fantasies, results in inner impurity. Inner impurity means the impurity is blame, complaint, reaction, duality, jealousy, hatred, delusion, all binding desire. We continue to live our life with that sense of impure mind. So impure mind is very strong. A persistent resentment or bitterness towards others. Find out how many people you have the bitterness against. One or two, even one is enough. Desire for revenge or fantasies of, I'm superior to them. So we have either hallucination or imagination, impure mind. Mental rumination that drains your energy. Your mind is constantly running on the things and the people, situation and the events, and that causes a lot of challenges. Because you are not taking care of yourself. Why? Because you have envy or jealousy clouding, it clouds your judgment. And there is a sense of emotional exhaustion and physical tension. That also aggravates the challenges at this age. Impure mind. Chronic, so what happens, the problem. So impure mind, we ultimately it leads to chronic stress, loss of peace, reduced capacity for joy. Your mind ruminates on perceived slights or injustices for days, intensifying resentment. You keep on repeating it. It's an impure mind. And that has led to you, I'm reminding you, just with a very soft, gentle, for the sake of understanding. It is the context. I did not talk about that the impure mind has led you to, do you remember? Difficulty sleeping, ongoing stress, bitterness that colors all your interactions, daydreaming about revenge or nursing grudges. It is not, but I'm saying difficulty sleeping. We had those moments in our life. The result? Loss of peace, an erosion of moral compass, inability to move on. It harbors the negative thought again and again and again and again. So, do you still remember the casual mind? Casual mind, it's okay. Casual mind does not have that power of ego or reaction or jealousy or hatred. So, with a casual mind, I say, oh, why don't you think like this? So you follow it. It has very little layers of confusion, but it becomes greater confusion when you have a foolish mind. Then casual and foolish mind causes the deluded mind. Deluded, all the three causes the impure mind. All the four means casual mind, foolish mind, deluded mind, and impure mind causes the reactive mind. So you have to check yourself. You act automatically and emotionally, judging, defending, reacting without thinking. Do you have that mindset still? We have to change it. The final stage, which is filled with automatic emotional responses, and it operates on autopilot. It is quick to judge, defend, and react without reflection. You have a sudden burst of anger or irritation, defensive response even to mild feedback, habitual blaming or judging others, compulsive arguing, emotional hangover after reactive episodes. You regret what you said, you come back home and you're still thinking about it. It results into the guilt. It damages your relationship. It causes the inner turmoil and fatigue from the emotional outburst. Instantly snapping at loved one in anger when feeling criticized, then regretting it. I remember something, that in Scottsdale, so she wanted that I should give 10 lessons to her daughter, and I gave the session. As usual, I record these sessions and I send the audio and the video link and files. So I have subscribed to the Google Business Suite. So if I have added your email address, it will only go to you. But if you send that my files to someone else, I will be notified. So what the mother did, the mother sent the file to her sister's daughter also. And I got the notification. I sent the email, who is this? Mother said, sorry that I sent these files, that was my intention. I said, I personalize these sessions for your daughter, not for others. And that is why in the beginning I go through all your life history. But if you are giving these sessions to others, I have no issue at all. I have no issue. But you are harming others. They will not believe because their lifestyle, their challenges may appear same, but it is different. So the reactive mind instantly snapping at a loved one in anger when feeling criticized, then regretting it. Check that. The 5 states of the mind: emotional hangover, reactive episodes, compulsive arguing, defensive responses, a sudden burst of anger, etc., 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 etc. I'm not covering the sixth. Sixth, I would say the sixth is the last one. The sixth is the sixth type of the mind. You can say ignorant mind, or mind in ignorance, or mind in ignorance of one's real nature. That is the fundamental ignorance. So it is the fundamental ignorance. And the fundamental ignorance means what? I don't know my real self. So if you go back from the deepest fundamental ignorance to reactive mind, to impure mind, to deluded mind, to foolish mind, to casual mind. You will understand your entire life. You will also be able to discover why you reacted and what happened out of that reaction. There was a missed opportunity, you lost that relationship. So all these 5 and the 6 different modes of the default mind causes this problem. No situation outside, no relations outside, no locations outside, no time is responsible for our suffering. So when we understand these five different, just take it five. We'll talk about this sixth one later when the time is mature. So, with these five states of the mind, which puts our life into the hell, suffering, reaction, anxiety, jealousy, duality, conflict, all negative aspects belongs to these five states of the mind. Just to give you a brief understanding, and then we will expand in future sessions. Casual mind, distracted and inattentive, stuck in the habit and autopilot. So, what brings the transformation? Practice present moment awareness. I should not react like the pet. You show the bride, or you stand up and the pet is ready. Let me keep saying. So we need a self-awareness to manage this. Use mindfulness. Obviously, meditation practice is that anchor that regains your attention. Maybe the breath awareness. There are a lot of practices pertaining to that. Daily routine. Daily routine is reminder. You follow the routine scrupulously with sincerity, your mind can easily get rid of the casual mind. So you might have seen on the Google also, just take every teacher also talks about it. We already know, take a deep, silent breath, 3 breaths. Sometimes people say 5, 6, and 7 breath. 1, 3, 5. You take 1 breath, stay there. 3 breaths, stay there. 5 breaths. So these are the steps, but they take care at the surface level. The deeper practices that we have been doing only will help us. So then come to the foolish mind. Habitually, I say the foolish mind is habitually lazy, confused. It resists change, repeats errors. So for that, we have to set a regular routine. We have to commit to a practice of meditation, listening, and learning. Self-reflection is important. And then acting, thinking, speaking, and acting without ego and attachment will help. One small effort, say for example, in the workplace, you miss something. And your daughter says, "Oh, look at this craziness." And you have a smile on the face. Why? Because you recognize it is a foolish mind. It is not you. It takes a tremendous courage to do so, or a higher level of awareness to do so if you are doing the practices regularly. It will just change your entire perspective. I believe you are getting it. After the foolish mind, then we have a deluded mind. We all have deluded. Even, I also have a foolish mind. But the next moment, I change. It takes me fraction of a millisecond to change. Deluded mind, I told you, deluded, mirage water, blueness of the sky. Delusion means what appears real is not real, it is false. Definition of the false that it keeps on changing. It is the incidental nature. Did you have the anxiety and a fear last year? Yes. Do you have now? No. Incidental, temporary, changing. My mind moves from the anxiety to peace, and then again to the fear, and then to anxiety. So, what is constantly changing is incidental and temporary, but I claim it as permanent. When you go to the doctor, I have a sense of anxiety, and how many months? Maybe for a year. Chronic anxiety. Chronic. They add the chronic word. Eastern wisdom says chronic anxiety belongs to the mind, I am not the mind. So, in order to understand, we have to understand the clarity of how the delusion takes place and what we need to do. We need to follow contemplation and reflection with discernment. Regularly question, regular one question. Is this anxiety? Is this reaction? Is this jealousy? Is this perception permanent or passing? I'm just giving you a small tools. What we have done until now. Yes. So when I ask, is this feeling, perception permanent or passing, I recognize it is a passing, I drop it. When you catch yourself making an assumption, pause or review evidence. Consider alternative viewpoint, otherwise you'll fall into deluded mind. Impure mind. Fourth one. Clings to negativity. Now it is clinging is almost, it appears it is permanent. Resentment, envy, repeated fantasy. There we have to practice meditation regularly without fail. Until we awaken to the state of forgiveness. Until we find there is a state of kindness. So there are many practices pertaining to that. So I have to check myself, am I harboring negativity or letting it go? So when I let it go, I'm already a great seeker. The fifth one is the reactive mind. I act emotionally and impulsively, dominated by the knee-jerk reactions. What to do? Can we pause before response? It will not happen until the previous states of the mind are removed. You'll forget it. Reaction, one side there is a forgetfulness inside, and outside there is a reaction. Awareness training is required. Mindfulness practice is required. Mindfulness speech practice is required. What is the antidote? Antidote is all what? Antidote, I said, listening and learning. Listening and learning. Contemplation and reflection. Regular practice and experience. We have to apply wisdom. We have to apply wisdom, daily analysis, and then we have to check our emotion, behavior, attitude, and conduct. Really? Yes, it hardly takes. For the person who is a seeker, it takes hardly a few minutes to understand this. So you check. What do you check? You check attitude, behavior, conduct, emotion. How it is possible? By the power of discernment, you have been doing it. So you can remove the casual mind by presence of the poise that we have done. Foolish mind by routine. Deluded mind by study and reflection. Impure mind cleansing practices. Reactive mind by the calm response. I just gave you a simple comparison, but main thing is that you listen and learn these principles and concept. You remember contemplation and reflection, and then you do practice and experience. You experience that what you experience after the practice. Then you apply the wisdom in your daily life. Then you do the daily analysis. Then you check your emotion. You check your attitude, behavior, conduct, and emotion in your daily life throughout the day. And then you will find out, oh, yes, here I'm wrong. I should have responded this way. When you think like this, you are rewiring your brain. When you're rewiring your brain, it will help you to transformation. What is our goal? Our goal is awakening. And our goal is also when to leave the practice. I hope I have answered not only when to stop the sessions, compared it with the means in the end. You remember means with an end, I compared with to check that I am living 24/7. I'm living in 24/7 in the peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. I can let any situation and relations to go. Let us see for only 2 minutes, 3 minutes, eyes are closed. And you sing with me mentally or loudly, whatever you think is better. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Do you contemplate and reflect? Om is the name of the real nature. Shanti 3 times. Shanti means peace, peace, and peace. Do you recognize? You are saying that your real nature is peace, happiness, truth, love, and wisdom. And that is why how that peace should manifest in the external world with people, situations. First, Shanti. Second, Shanti. How that Shanti manifests inside you. Third, Shanti. How you are Shanti. You are peace. We discussed in one of the sessions last year, to know peace is good. To live in peace is better. to be peace is the best.